Hi folks, Paul here, and today I thought I'd come out and make a video for the first time in a very long time, especially just for the YouTube. Um, as always, my YouTube has seen a lot of neglect recently, but that's also true of my social media as well. And there's been a very particular reason for that this time. It's not just pure neglect like it usually is when it comes to my YouTube channel. This time I found myself in a situation where I'm without a place to be. I'm actually sitting on the stump that is right in the middle of where I used to have my bushcraft camp, my shelters. I'll put a picture of that up now. I'm sat right in the middle of that camp right now, and as you can see, it's completely flat. There's nothing here, and that's because a couple of months ago I had to take the camp down because some people came and had a fire and they didn't know what they were doing, and they caused a lot of damage around the area of the camp. And for me as an instructor and as someone who loves the outdoors and the woods, I felt that it was my duty to take down my camp and stop them from wanting to come here again to have more fires and to keep using the place, you know, inappropriately and causing damage. So I made the decision to take the shelter down, and that's why I'm able to sit here just now in the middle of where camp used to be with nothing around me. And what that's done is left me in a funny place. You know, I found myself not having anywhere to go, spending more time at home, sitting scrolling through Facebook and watching endless YouTube videos and wasting time. And it started to bug me a couple of weeks ago, and I really kind of started trying to look at myself in a more critical way, and trying to think about my situation introspectively. Now this is where you guys come in, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that's experienced this sort of burnout. It's not just about not having a camp to come to, it's about kind of falling out of love with my passion. Now I say that very loosely. I still love, you know, bushcraft, and I love sharing it with others and teaching others, you know, otherwise I wouldn't be here making this video talking to you about why I'm trying to pursue it in a new way. So don't get me wrong, I still love it and I still do it. However, I just don't have that initiative, the spark to want to come out and do stuff, you know, and I'm sure that's something we all experience, whether that be in our everyday lives when it comes to our job or a passion that you personally have. And now this video isn't going to be very bushcrafty by nature in terms of physical activity. We're not going to be, you know, making a shelter or fire or, you know, making feather sticks and showing off fancy knives. What I'm going to try and do in this video is just talk to you about my mind and hopefully a bit about your mind, and try to explore that and understand it more. And this is just me sharing my experience. Again, this is a video I've been wanting to make for quite a while, because it's a new sensation to me. I've been doing this for 7 years and I love it to bits, and I've hit the spot where I feel like I'm no longer in love with it. Although I know I am on the inside, I feel like I just have lost the spark. Now again, this is applicable to all sorts of situations, and it's interesting to take a back seat and to be able to look at why that is. And that's what I've been doing over these past couple of weeks, you know, looking at myself and why I feel particular ways about, you know, bushcraft as a subject, and about myself more importantly. And it's led me down an interesting chain of going into learning about psychedelics and exploring myself that way. And I'm sure some of you guys will have seen posts on Facebook regarding that. You know, the use of psilocybin to look at yourself introspectively and to help you when it comes to feeling down or kind of uninspired, and that worked wonders for me, but that's a conversation for another day. I just wanted to share this experience I'm having right now, without any kind of influence from outside factors, and share with you how I'm feeling today right now. And it's strange, I feel I feel kind of sad making this video. I feel like I'm saying goodbye to something or someone, even though I know I'm not. I'm not saying goodbye to Bushcraft or you guys or anyone, but that's how it feels, and it's a very strange sensation. And it's led me to look at what it is I do and how I can develop it. There goes the local train on the way past. Yeah, so it's led me to look at these, this subject we call bushcraft and how I can take it further and develop it and push myself outside of my comfort zone. And that's something I really wanted to share with you guys, because it's something that really helps us learn and push our knowledge further. And for me, not having a place to call home anymore means I'm not really tied down anymore. And what that means for me and for my bushcraft and the journey I'm on is that I've decided next year, God willing, touch wood, that I'm going to start travelling the world and exploring different countries and learning about bushcraft in those particular areas, preferably more remote areas, and speaking to people from that part of the world that have an interest in primitive living from their area. And it's something I intend to take you guys along on. It's a journey I want to share with you guys. I want to document it for myself as well, just to be able to look back at it in 50 years when I'm an old man and go, yeah, I did that was cool, and I've got this to show for it. But more importantly, I want to open bushcraft up into a more mindful exercise. It's very easy to become fixated on the kit or even the skills themselves, and the mind often gets overlooked. We come out and we do what it is we do and we enjoy doing it, but we don't think about how it affects us maybe when we're outside of the woods, and how it changes our character and how it makes us look at the world through different eyes, maybe compared to people that don't go outdoors as much. And that for me kind of comes in all manners of ways, whether it be resourcefulness or creativity or an ability to understand why I'm feeling a particular way and to be able to go out and fix that using what's around me, whether that be finding a plant or something to cure a cut so I don't have a sore hand anymore, or whatever it might be. It's a strange kind of concept to try and explain, but I feel there's definitely something like that in bushcraft that we carry over. And yeah, I guess I don't want to make this video too long and rambly, but it's probably going to be the first in a series of videos where I talk about bushcraft and the mind, because like I say, it's not something I think is talked about very often, and I think it's very important. Especially us guys, we're particularly good at pretending everything's okay and just cracking on, and you can find yourself in a bit of a hole that way. I know I have, and I'm sure many of the guys watching have. And I want to try and make videos that put across mindfulness. I hate the word mindfulness because it conjures up pictures of a hippie in the woods, dancing in circles, and all these sorts of bad connotations. But that's kind of the word for it, is being able to look at yourself as opposed to kind of looking at the world and forgetting about yourself. Because whilst you're out here experiencing the world, in your physical body, wandering around and touching trees and lighting fires, there's a part of you inside that gets carried around as well. There's two elements to us. We've got the physical outside world and we've got this internal world, and we're particularly good at forgetting about our internal world, and it's something we need to take care of. And I want to try and do videos about my progression into learning about that, because this is a subject that is very new to me. Before trying psychedelics and learning about them and how they affect us, I would never ever have talked about spirituality or had any sort of understanding of that. But but they've really opened my eyes. And I'm not suggesting everyone goes out and tries mushrooms or, you know, any sort of mad cactuses or anything. I'm just expressing how my eyes were opened into this subject. And now that I have this understanding of myself, a better understanding of why I start to feel a particular way, I just want to share it with you guys so that maybe you can take it on board and try and incorporate it into your own life. Some of it's completely, you know, some of it's going to be completely rubbish. Most of it probably. It's just going to be me rambling on. But I'm hopeful that there will be a few nuggets in there that maybe will help you with your journey. You know, I'm feeling very burnt out at the moment, and I'm feeling very trapped and caged in, as I'm sure many of us are. And you might be thinking, Paul, you're outside in this big expanse of woods. How could you possibly feel trapped? But it's my inside that's feeling trapped. It's my mind that's feeling trapped. And to be able to step back and recognise that, for me, it was a very pivotal moment in understanding why I'm feeling so unmotivated or out of love with bushcraft. And I want to be able to share that and to be able to help people experience that, because I know I'm not the only one. And like I say, you can incorporate this into all parts of your life. You know, you could be feeling burnt out at a job that you've otherwise loved for years. You could be feeling burnt out with someone that you've spent, you know, many years of your life with. You could be feeling burnt out just with existence, you know, without being too dramatic. You know, and to be able to step back and go, why am I feeling this way, is for me the cornerstone to understanding yourself better and to being able to remove yourself from that feeling. Now, I'm out in the woods today. It's the first time I've been out for 3 or 4 weeks maybe, you know, at this particular spot, and I've come out just to sit down and enjoy myself and have a fire. I've not sat and lit a fire in weeks and weeks, and I figured today, coming out here to my camp spot that's no longer, and having this conversation kind of made sense. And I hope it makes sense to someone. I feel very vulnerable putting it out there and talking about this so openly. But I want to try and help people that are feeling the same way. So I'm going to go and light a fire, make a cup of tea, and relax. Like I say, this is going to be the first in a chain of videos talking about bushcraft and the mind and all that entails. So if it's of something that's of interest to you, then please stick along. I'm going to try and do these videos more regularly, and I'm going to try and get into doing the other videos more often as well. And of course, when I do finally get round to travelling, all of that's going to be documented as well. And I hope to bring you guys along on that journey. I'm terrified to do this, you know, to go on this journey and travel the world. I'm very patriotic. I love Scotland. I feel sick just going across the border into England, or even, you know, even to the south of Scotland, or pretend Scotland as I like to call it. You know, I'm a Highland and Island guy, and the big bad world scares me, but sometimes we've got to push ourselves out there to scare ourselves, to realise that there's more to be discovered, and that we shouldn't cage ourselves in. We shouldn't cage ourselves in the physical world, and we shouldn't do it in our mental world. So that's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to go and have my cup of tea and chill out, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Thanks for taking the time to listen to this ramble, and more regular bushcrafty programming will be returning soon, I'm sure. Until then, thanks for watching.